In the 2012 census, there were 316.1 million United States citizens. Now, according to cancer.org, of those citizens, there was 42 million that used tobacco in some way or form. Now, in that 42 million, research has shown that 21% of the 42 million consisted of males that smoked cigarettes. And there was 16% of females in America that smoked cigarettes. Just a little fact, just to throw out. Now, in high school, during school sessions, studies have shown on Cancer.org's article Smoking Tobacco that 1 in every 4 male high school students use tobacco in the form of smoking during school sessions. That's 25% of your high school male students. Now, on the female side, 1 in every 5, being 20%, use tobacco as well in the form of smoking. So, if you add this all up, you combine the males and females, that's 1 in every 7 of your high school students using tobacco during school session. I mean, that's just, it doesn't seem like a big number, but think of it, during school, how do you find time to go smoke? This is a current issue because people have the addiction and need to use tobacco, and it's just not right. I mean, that affects education and leads me to my next point being their money. Not just the teenagers in high school, but adults overall continue to waste their money on tobacco. Think of it, you drive to a general store at night or a liquor store and you find somebody buying a pack of cigarettes, a pack of cigars, or a can of chew. What are they getting out of this? Well, I'll tell you what they're getting out of this. They're putting themselves in bankruptcy. They're going to continue to use their money to buy products that do not benefit them in any way or form. It could be arguably, talked about that, people get the nicotine highs or they have stress relievers. That's in the form of cigarettes. They help them, relieve stresses. Especially for students. Finals week, they may, smoke cigarettes before they take finals to relieve the stress to help them during the test. Well, these aren't even good excuses to use because you're just putting yourself in danger using tobacco, because if you keep using your money, then you're going to constantly get addicted, and the more you get addicted, the more money you'll spend, being the less money you have to use on, say, bills, gas, water, any kind of expenditures during a monthly basis to support yourself or families. Now, on the money side, if you continue to spend your money, then this means that you're getting more addicted. If you're getting more addicted, then you're just going to put yourself in a bad place. I mean, it's just, overall, you're not going to go in a good path. And so on the addiction side, think of it. How many family members do you have, or say friends, that use tobacco on a daily basis? I know I have many friends in high school that I can relate to that use tobacco. And this upsets me because, I hate to see them, waste their money on something that at the end of the day, it's just putting them in a bad place, being, say, like a hospital because they are diagnosed with some form of cancer, or say their blood pressure is rising and so they have to waste more money on prescriptions to keep their blood pressure down so they don't die. And this upsets me as well because I have family members that use this. My father, he chews tobacco, and so does my older brother, and I hate for them to use this because what if this really does affect their health in the future? How would you feel if you lost a family member just due to tobacco? It's going to hurt you really bad, and you're going to think, why did they do that? So that's just a little thought you should keep in mind whenever people use tobacco these days. And this leads to the next point of the health issues. How many health issues can you think of from tobacco? You have your lung cancer, throat cancer, mouth cancer, respiratory problems, you have blood pressure, and it's just, etc. I mean, there's just so many problems that can result from using tobacco on a daily basis. You're just putting yourself in harm's way of being in a hospital, having IVs hooked up to your arm, and just not being able to do anything with your life because you decided to use tobacco. And this not only affects you, but being in the hospital affects the government, which affects human society as an overall. And I say this because of the new Affordable Care Act, being Obamacare, as You know, a common person knows it. In the Obamacare Act, it's pretty much stating that the government will give you or will spend their money to provide insurance for those who cannot afford it. And so those who cannot afford it, being, for example, tobacco users. You know, people would argue that this isn't a good expenditure to use in government money, and I agree. Why would you spend money on people that are putting themselves in harm's way? That's just nothing. I mean, you could spend it on greater things, foreign affairs, you know, anything besides tobacco users, because think about it. At the end of the day, if you use your money and you help them, what are they going to do whenever they get out of the hospital? They're going to still be addicted because maybe they didn't go to therapy. So now they're going to keep using tobacco. And then after they keep using tobacco, wasting their money, they're going to find themselves back in the hospital with the same health issues because they didn't know any better. So at the end of the day, the government is using their money and it's going down the drain, just to say the least, because these people are not going to help themselves. They don't have the willpower, and they don't have the money to go find help who can help them. And so this leads to, you know, all these statistics above that I've shown is just an overall reason to not use tobacco as an American citizen. And because this just wastes your money, it affects your health, it puts you in risk of losing family members or friends, which nobody wants, and then it affects your government, which affects you as the citizen as an overall. And so at the end of the day, as an American citizen, you just ask yourself, why do you need to use tobacco? Just think about that. Thank you for your time.